Barry, how tough was it to get shots through this series, especially with the way they were blocking?
They were really doing a good job blocking. I mean, they really, you know, took away that middle lane. Obviously, they were very aware that our defense could shoot the puck pretty well, and they did a great job of blocking shots, getting in lanes. I mean, that was the hardest thing. Is they did a good job defensively. I mean, you try to put pucks through, and they had 5 guys collapsing, in in a real small space. You know, there's an area where you can collapse, but you have to be committed to do it. And they had a lot of commitment to block shots, and they knew taking away our point shots were primary, not letting them get through. And then when they're not getting through, you're not going to get any second chances. So I think we got real stubborn. We were just trying to blow the puck by people a lot of times, and I think the last 2 games we tried to be a little more selective, a little more heads-up stuff, through the seam a little bit. Grebishkov, 2 goals, we're a prime example of that. And then a couple of goals today, guys really smart with the hockey IQ and changed the angle a little bit better, hung on, didn't try to blow it by anybody, just tried to get through, and it was a little more effective. But they did a really good job, and it was tough to get shots through. And against Niemi, he played really good. We weren't able to get second chances as much as we wanted to, they're one of the best teams defensively. They give up the least shots, have the most shots for. And when you look at it as a whole series, there's not a big shot difference between them offensively and defensively, but they do have a high execution rate when they do get chances because of guys like Kane and Jonathan Taves. He's a great player. I mean, he's a great player, those 2 guys. Marian Hossa is a great player. Keith and Seabrook are as good as any young pair on the back end. So they got a deep team. They're loaded as a team, and in some areas of the game they're deeper than us. In other areas, we found a lot about ourselves that maybe we're a little closer in some areas too.
Barry, when you look at Pekka Rinne's first playoff series, it could easily be said that either he or Legwong were the MVP for your team.
Yeah, one of the things with Pex, and this is probably you look at he was really good in this series. The best example of Pex's growing maturity was, quite frankly, thought about pulling him after the second, because he got maybe a little bit rattled, that things were happening, and after the second period, I walked in and I looked at him and says, "Take a deep breath. You okay? We're good. You're good." And Pex gathered himself. I think Pex's maturity is where he's fighting through some adversity, and now he's able, things didn't go his way. Instead of letting that last goal, bother him, he's having the short-term memory, and he's able to pull it in. And I thought he was really good in the third, and gave us a chance to win again. And that's a great sign. I think he's a terrific goaltender, and that was a strength for our team. We had great goaltending, and I thought our defense was a strength for us, and no one thought we'd score as many goals as we did this year, but we did. We found a way to do that. But to me, our team grew the most. It's taken on a harder personality, and that's probably more the injection of the young leadership group, having a lot more of that mentality, and combined with the maturity of the older group, we became a harder team, and I think we'll continue to be a harder team because that's the way we've drafted. We've drafted well, and I think it's a mindset and a foundation that we have. Now, we still got a long way to go as an organization and as a franchise, but the steps are small and painful, and we're not a team that has the same group all the time. We've had a lot of change in the last couple of years, so it has been hard to keep piecing it together, but at the same time, we have the foundation is there to always be a pretty solid hockey team.
Barry, it's from afar, you look at it and it's one series and out 5 times, but in your mind, this can be viewed as a progression, not a setback, correct?
Yeah, you know, I look back at all the series. I mean, the first series that we got into, man for man, the town between the Detroit Red Wings and us was not that close. And, you know, that one I thought was a really gritty group that really did some good things. Unfortunately, the 2 times against San Jose, I think, they weren't a great matchup, but we went into both those series with a lot of key players out. And they just, you know, they dominated, I think, most of those series. There wasn't that hardness and that belief within a room that we could, with all the injuries that we had, we could overtake them. I didn't feel that there was that really all-in belief. Last time we played Detroit, we had a gritty group that played there. We didn't have David Legwand for part of that, and Chase Narnock got hurt, and you know, we had, you know, I was thinking of the goal that the second goal today. It was like Nick Lidstrom's Game 6 goal where he shot it from the red line and it bounced and top shelved Danny Ellis. So we've had some adversity, but this last group, this is the group that could have won the series against a very good team, and that's why I know there's growth there, and but it's been painful. But we've had some tough things happen to us at the end of a couple of years, and then but this group believed that we were going to win this series, and we believed it this morning. And the cruel reality is that we're sitting here out, and the missed opportunities that we did have, we didn't capitalize on. We don't have anybody to blame. We're not going to blame anybody. We did it to ourselves. Some decisions and some execution stuff that in key moments we weren't able to capitalize on, and we're out.
Good. Thank you. We'll let you know on player.